Good to go.
Yo, welcome back to the Out the Box Show. I'm John Wallace alongside my co-host James Luffy and Rory Luke, and we are back again for another rendition of the Out the Box podcast. LSU coming off a tough series loss at the box against the Auburn War Eagles. On the broadcast, they said Tigers a lot this past weekend, but I will refuse to call them that. But LSU doesn't get the job done. Tough series. Was a little bit of a weird series, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thought we had a chance coming back late Saturday, but couldn't get the job done. Got some commentary on what we think we can do better, and we are going to look at the midweek game, which, by the way, LSU is pummeling Grambling State right now. Not much of a surprise there. A few key notes from there, and then we are going to look ahead to this weekend as LSU travels to Duty Noble Field. Luffy said he is going to put on a tailgate at Mississippi State this weekend. I'm just kidding. I think we're probably just going to watch it here in Baton Rouge. But LSU travels to Mississippi State this weekend to face the Bulldogs. Ought to be a great weekend for baseball. Then we are going to do a little Saints Pels talk. Saints Pels talk. The Pels are looking to go to the playoffs, and the Saints are making power moves. I thought today we were going to hear whether Tyrann Mathieu was going to be joining the Saints, but I guess we will have to wait another day. But before we get to all that, I want to give a huge shout out to the Boot Crew Media Network. You know it. We say it every single week. Boot Crew Media. I'll tell you what, to the Final Four, shout out Lala, Justin, and Jack Collada, host of the Talk Collada podcast, for putting on some great coverage of the Final Four. They were everywhere. They got to meet some of the Barstool guys. They were out at Hogs for the Cogs, by the way. Looked like an awesome event. So all that is being covered by Boot Crew Media. You can literally go on bootcrewmedia.com right now and recap the entire packed weekend in New Orleans. Here's a hint. That's every weekend. That is every single weekend and during the week. Boot Crew Media is putting content out there for you to consume, and they want you to know that you can also follow them on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. They're everywhere. So make sure to follow the Boot Crew Media Network. I promise you, you will not regret it. And want to give a huge shout out to Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty. Blaine Loop is the man. We say it every single week as well. Blaine lives in New Orleans and does real estate deals in Baton Rouge and all over the surrounding area. He does not just work in New Orleans, and he wants to help you find the home of your dreams, sell the old home of your dreams to buy the new home of your dreams, maybe help you find some tenants to rent out your investment property, or he'll find you somewhere to rent. He does it all, and he's Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty, who wants you to know that Keller Williams is a unique opportunity housing partner. Each office is independently owned and operated. Call or text Blaine Loop at any time. He's a night owl, and he just got engaged. So he is a work animal, workhorse Blaine Loop. Call or text him anytime at 504-858-0031 for all your housing needs. All right. Not the sweep we predicted. Not at all.
Not at all.
We were wrong again. The Auburn War Eagles came into the box and broke our little hearts. You know, I genuinely thought, you know, Friday night, you know, and we're going to get into it, when Money was in trouble, he was going to get out of the jam, but it did not pan out that way. LSU gets the win Friday night in pretty dominating fashion, and then tried to get the comeback win on Saturday, but could not get it done. So I guess let's start with Thursday night. So top of the fifth inning, right? Money gets into a jam. LSU's up, I believe, was it 2-1 or 2-0? Fact check.
At that point,
2-0. Money gets into a little bit of a jam. Jay Johnson comes out, calms him down. He was kind of getting high in his pitch count, and it looked like he reassured Coach Jay that he was going to be good to go. And you know, then you get the shot at McHale, tough play at first, You get a bad break at shortstop with Doty, and then next thing you know, Sonny D's walking up to the plate, all 280 pounds of him, hitting 3-run bombs, and really just taking all of the wind out of LSU's sails for the game Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
And to go back to your opening statement, John, I did not predict a sweep. I predicted 2 out of 3. I was so wrong. But this team's just not like they're not good enough to sweep teams, SEC teams. Like we're just are hitting in the SEC. We're not really hitting at the top of the order or at the top of the SEC, and then the fielding is terrible, and then the pitching has been like pretty average. So a little bit above average. I mean, a little bit below average, but it's going to be hard for us to sweep any SEC team. But going back to that, it's hard. You can tell Money was frustrated, and it kind of got to him.
Yeah, I mean it was tough, and I don't know. It was just kind of a bad weekend, some bad decisions. I mean, bad decision Thursday night, but I mean I don't know what to say honestly.
I'm just thinking like, some people were like, "Oh, do you pull Money at that point, and whatever?" And I'm perfectly cool with letting him stay in. I mean, he is your. I say Friday night guy. The game was Thursday. He's your Friday night guy for a reason and whatnot. But it seems as though I don't know, the Sonny DeCharia. He is as advertised. Rory, you were kind of reading his stats last week, and it's almost like you shouldn't ever pitch to the guy. I think Lynn Rollins Mr. Singletary on Twitter said that Lynn Rollins, I must have missed this quote, said that he has swallowed a bunch of sweet milk and biscuits in his lifetime. So that is kind of what describes the power behind Sonny DeCharia. But overall, the errors just, it was a comedy of errors, right? Maybe leaving in Money was the error. Maybe just bad hops. Maybe the fact that LSU's fielding percentage just isn't there this year. It was a combination of everything. I don't think it was all on Money or Doty or it just sometimes the ball bounces funny some days. Thought LSU might be able to come back in the later innings. Final score ends up being 6-5. And it's just hard. It's hard to win a series, period, in the SEC when you don't win the first game of the series. You have to get that Friday night, Thursday night this week. You have to get that Thursday night win and be in the driver's seat, especially if you know that our fielding percentage isn't that great and if our relief pitching isn't as strong as it normally is.
And I mean, and we lost the Friday night against Florida and then came out and played much better baseball. And you were, I guess, hoping for that after Friday night's loss. And you didn't really get it Saturday or, I mean, especially not Sunday, but you really got it Saturday either.
And another thing with the fielding, like it's actually worse than the numbers show. Like we're actually worse. Like everybody's numbers are down. I saw where JT had already made more errors than he had made last year. Doty had already made more errors than he made last year. Barry's gotten worse. Like and the bats on the other end weren't picking them up. Like for them to be that bad in the field, like they're gonna have to. Those big names are gonna have to come through with some big hits.
And they are. It's just it's almost like Luffy, and you mentioned this before as well. Like they're just not timely. They're not at the right time when you really need to strike.
Or just like a pop up, like when we need to advance a runner. Just this, it's like the simple things, and like it's just been bad. I read a good article today by David Foles on Tire Details, and he just talked about like this team is really bad, but like he went back and watched every defensive like play, every like ground ball, and he said like there's 14 more that like should have and probably been counted as errors. So like everything is like worse. He's like, I wish going back and looking at the film, I could tell you something differently, but like it's bad. So they're gonna have to try some different things, and they're trying different things tonight. As we speak during this midweek game with Collier Cranford, which I talked about last week. probably going to play some short because he was really solid out there in his freshman year.
I think Coach Jay might have listened to our episode and heard your suggestion and maybe thought tonight would be a good idea to try that theory out, Luffy.
That is true, John.
Well, if he listens to it this week, just want to let him know that it's not over with. Long season.
Yes. So moving on to the Friday night game, LSU looked very much in control. Mikael Hilliard, who by the way is quietly 3-0 on the season.
He's really been one of the very few, besides I think his first start, a consistent bright spot on the team.
Well, he struggled a little bit at the beginning of the year, but like we said, he's might have a few bad outings, but he's guy's gonna keep coming back. He's gonna have some really good outings.
Yeah, and a veteran guy. He did exactly what you need to do coming off of a series opening loss. Came in, pitched five and a third, had 7 strikeouts and only 2 walks. And then our relief came in. I tweeted on Friday night. What stood out to me. Raiselman, I love his confidence on the mound. I love him going up there, his whole demeanor, the way he taps his foot and drills the ball in there. I thought that just kind of stuck out to me. I think he is going to be kind of a leader in the bullpen and relief pitching. And all that to say, 9-2 when LSU's on their game and when the ball's not taking. And I don't mean to say that the ball's taking bad hops like there's nothing we can do about it. But when we're not making errors, we are a damn good hitting team. And if our pitching's on, I mean, that shows 9-2. I mean, the ceiling is so high for this team. That's what's so frustrating about these errors that are being made. It's it's you want to just say, oh, it's errors. And we did kind of say in the beginning of the season that it's going to work itself out. These guys are top recruits, but thus far it's just not panning out the way we thought. So moving on to Saturday, LSU, the rubber match. I was very excited for this game, coming off the big win on Friday night. Auburn got ahead early in the first, and it was kind of a back and forth battle. And LSU seems like what they do is they'll go down to teams early on, and then sometimes they'll come back and sometimes they won't, right? Like in the late innings, like even tonight, you got Grambling coming to town. We go down 2 runs in the first inning. LSU, it seems like we need to get that first blow in at the beginning of the game to, I guess, shake things up or to disrupt the rhythm.
Yeah, I agree with that, John. They've done a really good job of coming back and fighting back. They just haven't finished off a lot of those games, which has been the difference, and maybe people thinking we're really good or just kind of average,
It's something to where it almost feels like they need the extra motivation. You need somebody when you go down, you light a fire under their ass and kind of get them moving. But if we need to start doing that earlier. If we jump on teams early the way these bats are, you get that starter out in the 3rd inning. I mean, and you get to somebody's bullpen, that's huge, especially the way these bats are. You only have so many good arms, Somebody's going to mess up, and they're going to leave them in a little bit too long, and you're going to score a couple, more than a couple, 3-4 runs an inning. You got it. We had to get, and I'm not even saying we have to score in the first inning or we should be scoring 3 runs in the first 3 innings. Nothing like that. I'm just saying you need good at bats. You need multiple pitches. Nothing. Pitcher not leaving the inning with under 10 pitches thrown, especially as a starter. You need good at bats, and we need to cut down on the 3 and outs. It feels like every first inning we have, it's a 3 and out. Every first inning we have is a 3 and out. I don't know. I obviously don't know the stats on that, but it just feels that way. Every time you turn it on, you watch us pitch for the first we usually, pitch well, maybe probably let somebody on, and it's not a perfect 3 up, 3 down. And then we come up to bat, immediate 3 up, 3 down. And
Yeah,
it's just little stuff like that.
They were kind of talking about that on the broadcast last night tonight. How last year, I mean, maybe Coach Johnson needs to do something like Maneri did last year when he took Trey Morgan out of the leadoff spot and put Cruz at the front just to shake things up. I don't know. I do think I personally want to give Coach Johnson the benefit of the doubt coming into SEC play. And still trying to figure it out. They said multiple times tonight how much more competitive the SEC is than the Pac-10 or the Pac-12 or whatever Arizona's in. But I'm not saying that's an excuse, but I do think Coach Johnson really needs to play around and take a hard look at what we need to do to jump on teams first.
Yeah, and I still fully believe in Coach Johnson. I think he's a great coach. I have no problems with him.
No doubt.
Obviously, you're going to have gripes and stuff like that, but I still think he's a very good coach. I think it's just an obvious step up in competition, and I think he will adjust. I think he's a smart guy. We know he's recruiting well. We know we got players coming. We know we got players now. And I think he'll get more out of those players as the season comes on. It's hard to be a rookie head coach at any sport in the SEC. And we have a few of those across the board. So,
and you're probably going to see those, growing pains in every sport. I mean, Kim Mulkey took it right over, but it's, I don't think anybody expects to be like great right away in football this year.
I think Kim Mulkey is definitely the outlier, but she got a lot more support than Nikki Vargas did. So I think that's a lot to credit her success. But yeah, I mean, I think it is growing pains. It's frustrating. You know what frustrates me the most about baseball, especially college baseball? It's like it seems like you can never have both sides of the ball completely covered, right? It always seems like if one is excelling, then the other must hurt a little bit. You look at Maneri's. Most of his teams were very defensively sound because he put an emphasis on it, and they were good hitters as well. But I don't think it's too hot of a take to say that their defense was much more locked down than Jay Johnson. Then you look at this team. I'd venture to say that in the last at least 5 years that this is our best hitting team as far as averages go. Right? I'm not saying
top to bottom. I agree with you 100%. I don't know if there's ever been a team, and I would say the last 7 years since we started college, that you could go 1 through 8, take out the catcher, 1 through 8 have guys batting over 300. Even the 2017 national championship team, I know for sure they had at least Papirski batted under 300, and they had at least another guy or two batting under 300.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see where the stats end up on this team. I don't know. They haven't really been that great in SEC play, so you'd hope they come around, but because they're just going to have to carry the rest of this team.
Yes, but one thing is for certain that midweek games do matter. LSU is pummeling Grambling State right now. That's not much of an accomplishment. The score is 15-3 in the 5th inning. Like I mentioned earlier, Grant Taylor came in, gave up 2 runs in the 1st inning, and I was like, here we go. Starting out from behind. And then LSU all of a sudden just goes on a tear. Barry hits a 2-run home run and gets us right back in it. One thing to note, I think y'all would be very happy to hear that Cade Beloso is pinch hitting for the first time this season. He's back, baby. He's coming. I don't know if he's quite coming for the DH spot because that spot is taken by somebody who's hotter than a fire ant on a fever blister, but it's good to see our boy back.
It is very good to see him back healthy. I mean, hopefully that he can keep progressing and pinch hitting some big spots for us this year.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say hypothetically, where would you even I don't know if you really have a spot for him. I don't think you do in the lineup.
Complete overhaul. You send Morgan to center, Cruz to right, keep Dugas in left. You put Barry at third. I think, like you talked about, you roll with Doty at short, Thompson at second, teach him to knock the ball down on the right side of the infield, Beloso at first, Joe Bear at DH.
I think you have to have a shortstop. I because the double play numbers and everything, like just the little things that can get you out of innings, I think you have to have a shortstop. And that, I mean, I really do think Collier's probably got a shot at taking that over, or Merrifield.
Yeah, I mean,
I do agree with your outfield idea. You could see that idea. I wanted to mention that if they felt Beloso was like a good enough first baseman.
I mean that's the thing though. The moving Morgan to the outfield and Beloso to first honestly doesn't do anything to fix. I mean, because most of our errors are in the infield, right? So that doesn't do much. It actually is. I mean, this is credit to Trey Morgan. I mean, taking him off of first, I think you might see a lot more pass balls at first base coming across the diamond.
Yeah. But there are, I mean, and there are a lot of balls that are just, absolutely uncatchable no matter who's behind there,
Yeah.
All right.
But all right, one thing to talk about, if you did do what you were saying right there, hold on, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off before you ended it, but would you be willing to take, DiGiacomo out, I guess?
DiGiacomo's been putting up very productive at bats. He's been hitting way more home runs than he normally has. It would be tough to take him out of right field at this point.
He did have a bad weekend this weekend, but I think he's played well enough to at least, earn some consideration in that right field spot where he's been playing. I think as of right now, that's your lineup going forward, unless you put Beloso in.
Well, I mean, you know who started there tonight?
Jacob Berry.
Yeah, so you don't think it'll stay that way?
I hope not. But we'll see.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like if they try it tonight, then they're maybe going to have to, force it there if they want a good third baseman. What do you think?
I think they might just be trying to get him reps in right field to get him better.
Yeah.
That's the tough thing is that everybody knows, with Barry being a draft eligible sophomore, everybody knows. He was nominated for the Golden Spikes today, and he's got a ton of errors, right? Everybody knows he's going to be a first, second round pick in the draft. So it's I almost think that Coach Johnson's hands are kind of tied because it's he knows he can be a great player, right? If you give that guy enough reps, he's going to get it figured out. He's a natural hitter, a natural baseball player, but there's just still some tinkering to do. And what better program to take over than the king of tinkerings, right?
Yeah. And I also think Barry could maybe use another year at college. I know it's probably an unpopular take now, but I don't know. Why would you rather play here than the minor leagues? What's really the risk of getting hurt nowadays? With modern medicine and the surgeries and everything they can do now. If he came back and was better in the field, I think that would just raise his draft stock. I don't see them taking somebody super high that they feel like is a DH. Could he be a first baseman?
Yeah, I think. He's a top 10 pick for sure. There's no shot he comes back to school.
Overall.
Yeah, he's a top 10 pick overall. Yeah.
With no fielding, no. Just teach him how to play first.
You teach him how to play first. You really don't. You barely even need to know how to field first to be in the MLB. And then you have DHs in both the NL and the AL now.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a DH.
Yeah, but you have to make it up to the minor leagues as a DH. I think it's harder.
They're I don't know. I think a switch hitting guy that has power and He has a plus power, plus contact. I mean, it's just he's just too much to pass up on. I think he's very good. I mean, and you can look at like Andrew Vaughn, who was at
Yeah,
Cal.
yeah,
He played first, and I mean, he went third overall. He's just a DH for the White Sox. Jose
yeah,
Abreu plays first, and
yeah.
he's in the majors hitting DH. I think maybe before Andrew Vaughn and before DHs in both the AL and the NL, I think maybe his draft stock's lower, or it's lower for an NL team that has to play him in the field. But now that nobody has to play him in the field, and he can play first, I mean, anybody. Usually, if you're an infielder, he's athletic enough to learn how to be an average to below average defender at first, and the way he projects and his swing, I mean, I think that you just are fine with him being a below average defender at first, and just taking the bat. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, if you're that good, if he's going to get drafted that high, then I see it. But if I was like on the fence of getting drafted like really, really high, but I mean, if he's getting a big payday, then that's one thing.
All righty. You want to clean up the previous baseball talk, the baseball that's in the past. Luffy, what you think of that?
I think we should clean it up with Workbox, John. That's what we should clean it up with. If you need a storage container, you need a portable office, you need porta potties, you need luxury restroom rentals, you call Martine at Workbox at 225-343-4886. Call Martine at Workbox if you need the cleanest porta potties. So drove by a house today. They were redoing the house. They had a Workbox dumpster out there. Best service in the business. Call Workbox at 225-343-4886.
All righty. Let's look ahead. LSU travels to Mississippi State, Luffy's home state, this weekend to take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs at Duty Noble. And Rory has done hours and hours of extensive research on Mississippi State, and he's going to tell us about them getting ready for this weekend.
So Mississippi State, I mean, they were I think the number 2 team in the nation coming into the year, and really reminiscent of what was that year that we were ranked number 1, 2018, 2019?
Would have been
2019, I think, when we were ranked number 1 coming into the year. I think it was 2019. And we just kind of fell off the planet. You're kind of seeing that with Mississippi State this year. Only, lost the series to Georgia, won the series to Alabama, had to go to extras to win it though, and then just got Millie rocked on Friday and Saturday by Arkansas, and won in a 12-inning game on Sunday. I think, this is obviously a team with a lot of potential. They do have injuries. I mean, Landon Sims is out for the year. I believe their Saturday guy as well. Landon Sims was a Friday guy. I mean, if you watch any college baseball last year, you know who Landon Sims is. The closer kid was an animal. He was absolutely shut down. Key guy for their 2021 college baseball World Series win. Or their national championship, I mean. He was their Friday night guy. He's out for the year. Their Saturday night guy's out for the year. They're kind of. I'll be honest. I don't really know. Like I've looked up the names of their Friday and Saturday guy, but I don't really know who they are. Preston Johnson is their Friday guy. He's 2-2 on the year. A junior. Was a reliever in 2021. Pitched 33 innings, so he wasn't their main reliever, but he was a reliever. All right. So
I'll tell you my thoughts on State, Rory. I think they're like similar to us, and that like they thought their lineup was going to be pretty good. Like as far as scoring, and then their best pitcher gets hurt, which that didn't happen to us, but what did actually, it was money but he came back, and then they lost their pitcher for the year. The rest of their staff's kind of like some young guys, up in the air guys that aren't going to perform consistently, and they've been getting beat, and their bats really were sleeping for the first part of the season.
But they have talent. I mean, Logan Tanner, the catcher, he's a first round draft pick.
That's what I'm saying. They're kind of like us, and like their fan base thought they were going to be a lot better than they were. Like they're definitely disappointed to this point, but like they're still hopeful they can turn it around. So
yeah, I mean, and you don't get you're not the number 2 team in the country coming into the year for nothing. Those people put in time. There's obviously talent on this team. They won the national championship last year. So, I mean, it's a tough series, and going to Dubuque Noble is always tough. It's always a big matchup, LSU versus Mississippi State. They don't really like us. It's like their World Series over there. It's like Ole Miss than us. They really don't like LSU. But if we've proven anything in the past is that LSU knows how to win there. We've done it in the past. We won the series there. Was it 2 years ago when we went? Mississippi State was a much better team, but we got the series win. And
series prediction. I'm going series win on the road, like we did at Florida.
We take 2 out of 3 there. We need to win this weekend. We're road dogs.
I'm going 2 out of 3 too, and I'm going to give us Friday and Saturday. I think we get a bounce back game for money. After what happened last Friday, I think he's going to get right and kind of show what's up. And I think he gets that, you get an extra day of rest. He gets that week and the extra day. I think it's going to help, actually. And I'm going to give us Friday, Saturday, win the series Saturday, Mikhail on the mound, and then Sunday, Mississippi State will take one. But
final update from tonight at the Box. They called the game in the 7th inning. Obviously didn't play the bottom half. Final score of 16-3. LSU had 18 hits and 1 error. I'm not sure which one they counted the error on. It might have been one of the 2 plays that Cranford got his feet tied up on. But overall, great performance leading into this weekend. Good solid ass beating to head on into the weekend to get your mind right. And what better way to get your mind right? This weekend is going to be great. This weekend is going to be absolutely great for sports. You obviously have LSU baseball playing this weekend. You got opening day in the MLB on Thursday. Me and Rory have a special, and I think Luffy's going to ride with us. We have a special House Always Wins pick for that. Masters, right? Masters starts Thursday, correct?
Tomorrow.
I cannot wait. Wait, yes?
Yes, tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, Wednesday?
No,
when you're listening to this.
Dude, I've never been able to get that right. Masters starts Thursday. I'm going to nap all weekend. I'm literally just going to lay around, have it on like 7 volume, and just let it ride. It's going to be great. I saw today Tiger is likely going to play. But anyway, the whole reason I was saying all that is because we have an ad for DraftKings. DraftKings is back with Boot Crew Media, and with opening day coming up, they want you to know that it's time to step up to the plate with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner in Major League Baseball. New customers bet just $5 on any team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. If sportsbooks aren't available in your state yet, you can still take a swing at stacks of green with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Baseball Contest. Sportsbooks are available in Louisiana, by the way. New customers can play free for thousands of prizes with their first deposit. Pick a lineup of 2 pitchers and 8 batters while staying under the salary cap and rack up points for hits, runs, strikeouts, and more. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code BOOT, B-O-O-T. Bet just $5 and win $200 in free bets if your team wins their game. It's promo code BOOT at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. 21 plus restrictions apply. MLB trademarks used with permission. See show notes for details. We're going to put the official details in the bio for this episode. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook. All right. This is our weekly hodgepodge segment. I know I know Rory wants to talk a little Saints and Pels, but I know Luffy is way more excited that the Masters is kicking off. And I think there might only be one other person that's more excited, and that's Scott Rabelais. But he's not here with us. So
he's in Augusta.
Yes. So we have Luffy to be the hype beast.
We obviously have Tiger back. That's the big news. But we also have LSU Tiger Sam Burns teeing it up, who I picked on last week's episode to win 40-1. But also I have some more picks. So we'll get to that, I guess, after Rory talks a little Saints flock.
Yeah, I mean we got to talk flock first. Shout out to playing right now. A win tonight. They're currently up 43-40 on the Sacramento Kings. A win tonight guarantees a play-in spot for the flock. They've been playing really well. Kind of super pumped to have. I mean, playoff or if the Lakers lose, Lakers are playing the Suns, the best team in the NBA.
But LeBron's out. So
and LeBron's out, and AD can't lead the Lakers by himself to a win. So I'm just gonna, when you're listening to this, the Pelicans will have made the play-in tournament. Hopefully we get that 9 seed. I think we need to win like at least one more game to get the 9 seed, or the Spurs have to lose one. And you get that 9 seed and we have playoff basketball in New Orleans. That's going to be electric. I'm super excited. Pelicans have been playing great, just all around. It's super fun to be able to watch Pelicans basketball and it be good basketball and winning basketball. And they play hard and they're fun to watch.
Yeah, I've been flocking. I love playoff NBA, and around this time it's basically playoffs because they need to win. So this is really when I start flocking.
And then the Who Dat Nation made a trade this weekend, which is what I just wanted to talk about. Pretty much swapping the 18th and 19th pick with the Eagles, and then trading the 16th. So the Saints get the 16th pick and a 6th rounder for next year's first, 2024 second, this year's third, which we have 2 of. So now we'll only have 1 third-round pick and a 7th rounder, which I like this trade a lot. I think it pretty much guarantees that the Saints will get 2 out of the 3 of an offensive tackle, wide receiver, or maybe a quarterback. I don't know if they'll trade up for a quarterback, but I think if one of the guys that they like falls to them, I think they'll take him. But I'm excited. I think we're going to have a wide receiver, hopefully Chris Olave from Ohio State, who's very good, or Jameson Williams, either one. Both in that area where we're picking would be crazy talents to have put alongside Michael Thomas. And then at tackle, and we'll get to this. I mean, NFL draft in April 28th, so a couple weeks, and we'll have a little preview. But tackle Trevor Penning out of Northern Iowa State, big old country strong dude, or Charles Cross out of Mississippi State, really good tackle as well. So any one of those 4 guys with our 2 picks, I think all of Who Dat Nation would be very happy.
So, did you say it? I'm sorry, I was looking at some show notes. Are we getting Tyrann Mathieu?
I don't know. I hope so.
I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I can't. I don't want to get my hopes up.
So he did
Wait,
meet with the Saints today. I feel like we probably would have heard something today, right? I feel like he's expressed the interest. I feel like Dennis Allen definitely wants him on defense. I feel like it might be just a money issue. I mean, Tyrann Mathieu has openly said like the fan base in Kansas City is toxic. I get the vibe that he doesn't like being there. And obviously the homecoming coming to New Orleans would be a good fit if they could make the money work.
I think that you could probably make your money back in jersey sales alone. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that became the number one selling jersey in the NFL if he came to New Orleans.
I can see that. Wow, that's a great prediction. Not well if he comes, right? Is
if he comes, and then Taysom Hill gives up the 7. If he comes and Taysom Hill gives up the 7,
ooh.
I mean, that's
he's moving to tight end now, so
that's number one jersey in the NFL.
Wow, that honestly makes me. After Sean Payton left and things kind of fell apart with a blockbuster, quarterback trade, I legit thought we were getting Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers for a while. That was just me being a typical just overreaction fan. But I was actually a little bummed. I was like, yeah, the Saints, with Jameis Winston at the helm, Mr. Crab Legs himself, I just didn't have much hope. And as Dennis Allen kind of moves to the offseason and we get closer to the draft, things are kind of looking up in my mind for the Saints.
Yeah, I like this trade. I think it kind of just shows that we're in. We believe that we're gonna have a pick worse than 16 next year, and I like it. I think it adds. It's going to add talent. Hopefully, they do the right thing with the picks, but I think it's exciting.
We're probably going to pick another center. All right, let's move on to the House Always Wins segment presented by the House Bar in Tigerland. Rory, tell us how great the House Bar in Tigerland is after Jeff sent us that Animal House party video the other day.
House Bar in Tigerland. John's got the merch on too. Got the hat. I think they were doing a sale tonight. You probably already missed it though. They were doing a sale on the merch. House Bar in Tigerland. I think it's safe to say it's the number one home in Baton Rouge. Is there any place that more people call home than the house in Tigerland?
I can't think of any.
No way.
Yeah. Maybe Tiger Stadium on a Saturday night, but besides those two, there's no better place. The House Bar in Tigerland deals every week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Been great supporters of the show since day one. Have really always looked out for us. Can't have a better crew at the House Bar in Tigerland. Jeff, Casey, the gang over there. Me.
You Jeff, y'all are the guys over there.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I've been there for a while.
Shout out Jeff and Casey on their newest business venture. We might have to double up on sponsorship.
I know. I mean, we need to get that one, the crumble cookie.
They did.
That's
recently.
Gonna kill.
They are opening a crumble cookie in Lafayette. So if you're ever in the Lafayette area, make sure to look that up.
Those Acadian people are gonna love that crumble cookie. Crumble cookie is pretty good. I've been to the.
They're not gonna know what hit them.
They're not. Great business venture. Like that. That's what the House Bar in Tigerland does.
Yes. All right. Let's get to the House Always Wins segment. So, quick backstory on my scratch offs. Last week I had some winners. Went back to the store, had some more winners, and then I couldn't help myself, so I went back to the store and bought more, and ended up losing. I played until I lost. I got greedy with it. And I played till I lost. But Rory, I'm gonna let Rory announce it because this is his special idea. Last week I had Xavier beating Texas A&M in the NIT championship. That nailed it. So that's free money for the House Always Wins family. But Rory, let's give a breakdown of our opening day bet.
Okay, so we had something special brewing for the Out the Box fam this week in the House Always Wins segment. Opening day, MLB opening day this Thursday. 10 games, and we are doing something special, something that we've never done before, I don't think. No, we have not. I know that for a fact.
Is it 10 games?
10 games. 10 games. There's only 9 up right now because the Mets don't have an opening day starter, but it's going to be Tyler McGill against Patrick Corbin, and the Mets are going to win. So that's my side House Always Wins pick is the Mets money line, whatever it is. But we're doing something special. We are doing a opening day Nerfy extravaganza. And for those who don't know, Nerfy means no run in the first inning. Opening day, the only day of the year that you will get every single ace against every single ace, for the most part, with a few exceptions here or there. But ace versus ace is a Nerfy extravaganza. We will, as a podcast, be putting 1 unit each on every single opening day Nerfy. 10 games, 10 bets, 10 Nerfies. And I'm a believer.
It's going to be electric.
I'm such a believer.
We were talking, and once Rory said it, I was immediately in. But around 3:00, I think there's like 4 games starting within 10 minutes of each other, and I'm going to be a nervous wreck. So that is going to be absolutely electric.
But to go through it, so that is Thursday, first game at noon. So make sure you get your Nerfies in before noon. We will be live tweeting our Nerfies. First game, I think it's the most classic matchup in baseball, Red Sox versus the Yankees. Nathan Eovaldi, Garrett Cole, that's a Nerfie if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I mean, Cole's lights out the first inning.
Game 2, 1:00 or 1:21. Brewers Cubs, Corbin Burns, your NL Cy Young Award winner, and Kyle Hendricks, the crafty vet. That smells like a Nerfie as well to me. Shane Bieber, Zach Greinke in the first 3:00 game, or one of the 3:00 games. Cleveland Guardians versus the Royals. Zach Greinke back in a Royals uniform. You love to see it. That's a Nerfie. I mean, you could just go down the list. It's ace versus ace. It's Nerfies all day. 10 Nerfies, Nerfie extravaganza, and the House Always Wins segment.
Luffy?
Blake Koepka, top 10, plus 165. Missed the cut last year coming off a knee injury. Blakey Majors is back. Top 10, plus 165.
I love that.
I will be riding on that as well. So,
yeah. Luffy, my only gripe, and we can kind of probably end the show off with some Masters stuff. My only gripe with the Masters is the Thursday, Friday. It's so hard to watch. Like the actual no, not like it's hard to like sit there and watch it. It's hard to find it.
Now it's easy.
Why? Did something different happen?
Masters.com.
I know, but is it on Masters.com? I can only look at like the featured group or whatever. Can I watch it?
Now you can like click on like every player. It's crazy. You'll be able to watch like featured groups and stuff all the way through, but there's going to be like certain holes, and then there's going to be like featured group players. But then you're also going to be able to watch like every shot. Like I think this year it's like you can like pick your player and watch it.
All right, I'm in now. I'm in.
Like follow.
That was my only gripe. You know, you'd be sitting in like class on Thursday watching like, I don't know.
The feature groups are going to be good though. It's going to be like Tiger, and it's going to be like JT's group and Brooks's group. Like it's going to be all the big players.
If you're watching like two scrubs and then like VJ Singh
No,
up and down Augusta.
They're gonna be really good.
Might just take off Thursday and Friday and take a 4-day nap. TV Volume 7 and just roll with it.
Well, you can't nap Thursday. We have too many Nerfies on the line.
Oh, no way, dude. I might not even sleep Thursday night. My blood pressure's going to be so high. But all that to say, exciting time for sports. Pick your poison this weekend, right?
And get your Mets futures in right now. Plus 200 to win the NL East. Get that one in. Probably gone up since the DeGrom injury. Yeah, to win the World Series. Let's go. Plus 1,500 to win the World Series. Get that one in. And let's see, what is it to win the NL? Plus 800 to win the NL. Get all three. If you can parlay them. That's a guarantee lock of the century. Stros plus 1,000 to win the World Series. The Stros, hot take, are not going to be good.
I don't think that's much of a hot take. I mean, I think Verlander's still battling injury. Greinke's a goner. Correa's gone. I think
they're the fourth best odds to win the World Series, but I think that might be a little recency bias. I think we'll get a better year out of Bregman, but
Dodgers winning
it. Wow. Okay. That was great. All right. Let's round out the show. Thank you guys so much for listening. We cannot thank y'all enough. Like we say every single week, we wouldn't do this without you guys. I promise that. As much as we love to just talk to each other and hear ourselves talk, we really thrive on the support from you guys. Love the tweeting interaction. Love talking sports, getting texts from people that listen. It really is refreshing and cool. Make sure to check out the House Bar in Tigerland, the Boot Crew Media Network, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty, and Martine over at Workbox LLC. And with that, friends,
it's a Nerfy extravaganza, baby.
You better take one of your parents' blood pressure pills for Thursday because it is going to be electric.
If you're listening to this, you got to at least take one Nerfy out of respect for us taking every Nerfy. At least take one for the souls that ride with us in all 10. Let's go, boys. We're going to battle.
It's going to be beautiful.